The San Francisco 49ers open up their postseason with a win. They win their 11th straight game, and more importantly, they advance to the NFC divisional round. They beat the Seattle Seahawks 41-23. Now, this game did not start the way most 49ers fans expected. Seattle actually made things interesting. I tweeted out at halftime, and go follow me on Twitter at LucaRosano3. This game has upset potential written all over it. And the reason being, Seattle made this a ball game. They played very well. Geno Smith in particular, they put up 17 points in that second quarter alone, and we had a ball game. The defense of the 49ers did not play well at all in that first half. Brock Purdy missed a couple of key throws, and we had a situation where Seattle had a chance of pulling off the upset in the second half. But then, the second half, a completely different story. I don't know what was said in that locker room, what Shanahan said, what DeMeco Ryans said, but this 49ers team absolutely pulverized Seattle. At one point, scoring 25 unanswered points, and the defense, they looked like the San Francisco 49ers defense of old with two key takeaways, as the Niners had 3 TDs in the second half in total. And DeMeco Ryans and the 49ers, they made the defensive adjustments at halftime, and the amount of times teams have got into the halftime locker room feeling pretty good about their chances just for the 49ers to blow the roof off in the second half. It's happened many, many times. The 49ers are just simply overpowering, and that's what makes this team so scary. They didn't even have a complete performance in this one from start to finish, and they still were able to win this game by this big of a landslide. Now, let's talk about Brock Purdy. There's a reason why I confidently picked the San Francisco 49ers to win the Super Bowl, and it's because of Brock Purdy. Mr. Irrelevant is looking relevant right now, and the doubters need to stop counting this kid out. They gotta stop writing him off. Brock Purdy belongs, and to me, he looked unfazed by the playoff stage. Brock Purdy had an unreal playoff debut. He is still perfect as a starter at 6-0, and this was a stat line against the Seahawks. He was 18-30, threw for 332 yards, had 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 0 interceptions. And I've said this so many times in previous videos that what makes this kid so special is his ability to manage the game and not make the big mistake. And his passer rating was 131.5. You could not have asked for anything more from Brock Purdy. And he joins some pretty elite company. The last 4 QBs with 330 plus passing yards and 4 total touchdowns and 0 INTs in a playoff game. Patrick Mahomes did it in 2022. Matt Ryan did it in 2017. Aaron Rodgers also did it in 2017. And now Brock Purdy. And this is crazy to me, as Nick Wright tweeted this out. Jimmy Garoppolo, in his 49ers playoff career, which includes 6 starts, had 160 yards passing per game, 4 total TDs, 6 interceptions for a quarterback rating of 74. Brock Purdy in his first career playoff game, 332 yards, 4 total TDs, matching the TD output, 0 INTs, and 131 quarterback rating. That is crazy. Brock Purdy playing at this high of a level, giving the 49ers this elite of a passing attack, makes this team downright terrifying. And the 49ers are also the 3rd team this year to put up 500 yards of offense on the Seahawks. Raiders and the Lions did it as well. Brock Purdy came to play, and he almost had one of the most amazing touchdowns you will ever see in a game right here. But unfortunately, Brandon Ayuk dropped it. This would have been a Brock Purdy legacy play, but I don't care. The fact that Brock Purdy was able to make this throw happen, escape, It just shows you how versatile he is, how dynamic he is as a quarterback. You can never count out Brock Purdy on a play. It's like you think he's going to get sacked and then he escapes it and makes something happen. That's what great quarterbacks do. He had a 74-yard touchdown pass to Deebo Samuel as well. And Brock Purdy overall was 9 of 11, 185 yards passing, and 2 TDs in the second half. He was really that good. And this second half, like I mentioned earlier, for the San Francisco 49ers was night and day compared to their first half. It really was a tale of two halves for the Niners. And this San Francisco 49ers team, they're going to have to put together a complete game if they do want to indeed win the Super Bowl. But if they play how they did in the second half going forward, I can't see any team stopping them, especially with Brock Purdy looks this confident and he's making the throws you need during a playoff run. Because for as suspect as the 49ers defense has looked over the last couple of weeks, you know you can count on this Niners team to make a big stop. And they did that. And this to me was one of the biggest plays of the game when Seattle was driving down the field, down 6, and the 49ers forced the fumble. That really turned the momentum of this game. And then from that point on, it was a wrap. The 49ers went on the run. Seattle had no answers. And this game was a blowout. So you know San Francisco's defense will answer the call when they need to. The key in all of this was how Brock Purdy was going to look. And I know it's just one playoff game, but so far, he looks the part and then some. Brock Purdy looks like he might just be on the cusp of doing something special with this 49ers team. You got to give the play calling a ton of credit here too. Shanahan, some of the calls he had in this game, unbelievable. Again, D'Amico Ryans for making the adjustments at halftime for the defense. But there's nothing more to be said about this San Francisco 49ers team, man. They are fun to watch right now, and they are a scary bunch. But that is it, guys. That is my quick reaction to the San Francisco 49ers defeating the Seahawks. It wasn't pretty in the first half, not gonna lie. I was a little nervous watching this. I'm like, oh my goodness, here we go. But in the second half, we saw how dangerous, how scary, how lethal this San Francisco 49ers team can in fact be. So we'll see how the 49ers look in their next matchup. So this is basically what the situation is for the 49ers opponent in the divisional round. So no matter what happens, they're going to be playing that game at home, but they're either going to be taking on the Minnesota Vikings if the Vikings can beat the Giants, or if the Giants pull off that upset, the Niners would await the winner of the Bucks and the Cowboys. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think at this point San Francisco cares about who they play in the next round, because they're going to be ready and they're going to make the proper adjustments so they can get off to a much better start in that one than they did in this one. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the most important stat is if you win the game when it comes to postseason play. And the San Francisco 49ers did exactly that. Guys, hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's have 4K subs on this one and then some. And for more NFL postseason coverage, keep it locked and loaded on this channel, Red Zone Rosano. I will be doing a post-game reaction to every single one of these Super Wildcard Weekend games. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off, and I'll catch you all again in the next one.